Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video, I will discuss about the scope of discourse analysis. Before entering to the material, we will face to the fact that the people surrounded by the message that continues from one person to other people or to another. So this question is, what the purpose of expressing a message, and what do people do to convey their message? So messages are consist of two kinds, namely written and spoken interactions. So do you agree with saying that the spoken interaction is the primary medium, then written is secondary one? So to answer this question, pay attention please to my explanation. Okay, we have to know what is spoken discourse. There are the ideas concerning spoken discourse. Number one, a language is verbally used by using speech in communication. Number two, it constitutes a series of conventional system of sounds. And number three, its actual representation is speaking. So, from my explanation above, maybe you have a question: what is speaking here? What the mean of speaking here? Richard 2008 states that people use speaking to imply three major functions. First, spoken as interaction. Spoken as interaction as known as conversation. So in conversation, it involves two people, which is there are one topic or more, and in this conversation there are two kinds, namely conversation in classroom, which is it involves the students and the teacher in classroom, so as known as classroom conversation. And the second one is conversation in social life, as known as casual conversation. And maybe you have a question: what is the difference between classroom conversation and casual conversation? In casual conversation, the people don't need to put their hands up if they want to say something or to ask something. But in classroom conversation, the students are expected to do it, to put their hands up if they want to say something and if they have a question. So, according to Burnens, 1971 states that in classroom conversation, a teacher rarely asks the question to the students, the question that they don't know, that the students don't know to the answer. And in casual conversation, the people ask question if they want to find out something that they don't know. And according to Delamon 1976, in classroom conversation, the teacher are expected to follow up the pupils' response with some kind of evaluation like good girl or good job. So in casual conversation, there is no some evaluation like in classroom conversation. So, according to Sachs, 1976 states that in casual conversation there is no rule to manage like you the first speaker and you the second speaker and you the last speaker. There is no rule like that. So in classroom conversation, if you want to speak, you have to wait until the teacher give you a time to speak up in class. The fact that in classroom conversation in Indonesia, where the classroom is a primarily place to encourage them or to expose them to speak by foreign language to interact with their classmates or with teacher in the classroom. So the kind of language that use in their interaction, it's called discourse, classroom discourse, or classroom interaction. And for some other practitioners say that the classroom interaction is a special variety of language that used by students and teacher in their interactions. So there are four special styles in classroom communication. Number one, teacher tend to simplify the student speech. Number two, the communication or interaction between teacher and students are limited by the time. Number three, the teacher and between teacher and students are interact with foreign language to develop their skill communication in foreign language. Number four, the teacher and students interact to do teaching and learning and not naturally to do their social life. So, what to do to carry out discourse analysis for classroom conversation? Richard 2002 states that the focus of discourse analysis for classroom conversation, there are five. Number one, sentence cohesion. Number two, turn taking. Number three, the relationship between sentence. And number four, speech moves. And last, speech act. So, you can see the conversation here between teacher and students. So, speech act approach refers to a speech act theory which claims that a classroom conversation is a speech situation which consists of one or more speech even with different functions, such as commissives and declaratives and directives and expressive, and the last, representatives. So Sinclair and Claude Hart state that IRF pattern from analyzing conversation between teacher and students, which is I stands for initiation or teacher initiates conversation, and R stands for response or students response, and F stands for feedback or teachers follow up. So if you see the function of I, R, F from the conversation, we see that the teacher began the conversation by saying that now then, and end with saying that what is it. So we can see from the sentence what is it, the sentence, the function, the initiation is function to ask, and the seconds, students say that so the function responds here as answer, and the last, feedback. The feedback that teacher give to students is yes, this is a so. From the sentence this is a so, we can see that the feedback function as comment. So what is discourse analysis contribution from classroom conversation? The result of discourse analysis from classroom conversation not only provides the true things, but also give cultural information. For example, Indonesian teacher who is on church teaching Bahasa Indonesia for Australian students may adapt the discourse sequence and function when teaching the students for cultural adaptation in teaching. So, the teacher starts her relation with initiation function as ask, then allows the students to respond function as answer. Finally gives feedback which is functioned as comment. The cultural adaptation in teaching is expected able to make the teacher's teaching style adaptable to the culture commonly existed in the classroom of the Australian students. So, let's see for the next example. From this week's conversation, we can see that the teacher invites the conversation by saying, hari ini kita akan melanjutkan kembali perkuliahan kita. Pada pertemuan lalu, kita sudah membahas tentang which functions as recollect information and ends the invitation by saying, sudah jelas? Which function as confirm comprehension? Ada pertanyaan? Which function as invite question? So, the direction of students is non-verbal response. Let's analyze this. When Indonesian students already understand something, they prefer not to say anything which possibly means no problem about the last lesson, implicitly show their comprehension. So, and the last reaction from the teacher. The teacher said that sekali lagi ada pertanyaan. Baik, kalau tidak ada pertanyaan, kita lanjut ke pelajaran berikutnya. Let's analysis this sentence. The teacher reacts to the student's silence by saying, sekali lagi ada pertanyaan, which function as reinforced question, and ends the reaction by saying, kita lanjut ke pelajaran berikutnya, which function as inform the next activity to do. So, we can label the function of sequence of the classroom conversation like this. Maybe you have a question how to disclose the internal structure. The internal structure can be then identified by marking the boundaries of data with a slash, like you can see the example, and double slash to create the structure of the discourse. A slash is a boundary given to a segment. So, double slash is a boundary given to a unit of segments. Okay, or maybe until here my video. I hope you get the point from my explanation before. So, I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you guys.